Tournaments, gold generators. This is a topic that I mention a lot in my videos, but I never really go in depth about it. I will be going over how to actually win in tournaments in a later video, but the first step I have to cover is how to actually sign up. This is a pretty simple topic, so the video too will be quite simple. First, go to the World of Tanks website. Click at the top link for the tournaments page. The link will also be in the description. If you just want to know how to join or create a tournament team, skip to that section. First, I'm going to explain tournament rules and rewards. The tournaments page has a list of tournaments available for the upcoming week. The tournaments listed on the top are typically more lucrative and official ones if there are any listed. These will have a featured tag or a clan tournament tag or anything like that. These will also have specific rule sets. For example, clan tournaments will be restricted to members of the same clan. Other special tournaments may take place over multiple days and have different tournament formats. To view tournament rules for these special tournaments, as well as any other tournament, you can click on the tournament itself and scroll to the very bottom of that page. Likewise, on that same page near the top, there will be reward amounts, maps, tiers, and times that are visible prior to the tournament even beginning. I won't go over the special tournament rules because there's way too many to cover, but I will go over the rule sets for the typical single night tournaments. These tournaments are based on a round robin, but thankfully you will not have to play the other 100 teams signed up in the tournament. Instead, you will be randomly assigned to a group of 6 teams. The only exception to this is if teams cannot be divided evenly by 6, and you may only have a group of 5, or very rarely less than 5 teams in a group. Tournaments then progress by matching these teams randomly against one another. Each team will play exactly once against every other team in their bracket. This means that each tournament will be 5 rounds long, with shortish breaks in between each match. Your team will not be officially eliminated until all the matches are over, which usually happens about an hour after the start time. The winner is decided by point totals at the end of the tournament, accumulated through all the rounds. A win in a round is worth 3 points, a draw is 1 point, and a loss is 0 points. Any team that has the most points at the end wins overall. If there's a tie, then the team that beat the other in their match will win. If there's a 3-way tie, all teams will get the first place prize. As for the games themselves, the vast majority of tournaments are held on a single map. This map is always put in encounter mode, meaning both teams fight for a single cap circle. Unlike typical encounter battles, the capture time is greatly reduced. A single tank will take 1 minute and 40 seconds or so to fully capture the base. This is the same time as a standard battle, and because of this, the battle will pretty much always take place at the capture circle instead of having any fancy maneuverings of flanking. Okay, so now for the actual joining. This part's quite easy. First, pick whatever tournament you want to join and click Join Now. Signups are available up to 1 hour prior to the tournament start time. After clicking Join, you will then be given 2 options, either to create a team or join a team. Joining a team is self-explanatory. You'll be able to select the team that you wish to join from a long list of people who have signed themselves up but still have empty places on their team. I highly recommend not doing this for a very simple reason. It is hard enough to get people that you already know online to go to a tournament on the correct time. Random people, not always, but are almost always, worse at sticking to the time that you agreed to. So try to go with people you know. Besides, most of the teams that are actually available are password protected as well for the same reason from their side. Creating a team is almost as easy. First, name your team. I usually like to pick something mature and dignified to strike fear in the hearts of my enemies. Captain's contacts is only necessary if you are planning to play with random people. Again, don't do that. Put whatever information you want to be contacted through here. If you plan to play with people you know and can already contact, then just put anything here. Team description will display to anyone who looks at your tournament team page. Again, not too important. And I highly recommend that you set a password because, again, random people suck. After you create your team, copy the URL address for the page, share it with whoever you want on your team, and wait for them to join. Make absolutely sure that when your team is ready, you click the Confirm Team button. This includes even 1v1 tournaments, for whatever reason. If you do not click Confirm Team prior to the tournament sign-up time is closed, which again is 1 hour up to the start of the tournament, then you will not actually be in the tournament. It will not count your team as registered until you've clicked Confirm. When it's time to start the tournament itself, you will join the tournament in-game. 10 minutes before each round starts, a blinking icon will appear in the bottom left of your screen. Click this, then click the Round 1 button. Sometimes the second round of the tournament will display before the first battle actually begins, but for obvious reasons, I recommend finishing the first round before going on to any other rounds. In the tournament window, it'll display how long until the start of the battle and the players that are ready to play. You are only able to ready up with the tiers allowed by the tournament, and you have to move yourself from the waiting list on the left to the active players list to the right before readying up. Then you ready up and wait for the timer to reach 0. If players do not ready up before the timer reaches 0, the other team will automatically win. If neither team shows up, the game will be a draw. If only one player joins from a team battle, then that player will play by themselves against however many people on the enemy team showed up. It will bring you in regardless, and it will suck. You can track the tournament progress and your score from the website. By clicking the tournament page of the specific tournament that you are participating in, you can see which teams you will match up against, as it will show you your group. You can then click the team names to see their players and their personal rating, and then you can click the player name to see what tanks they have, but that's a bit too tryhard for me, but it is usable at tier 10 to see if they have certain tier 10s that you are going to be particularly worried about. After each round, you can refresh the page to keep track of the score as the tournament continues. If you've finished the tournament and are wondering where the hell your prize is, don't worry. Wargaming is usually far more consistent with handing out your tournament prize within 24 hours than with their ability to release gold shell changes within a couple of years after release. And that's absolutely it. Participating in tournaments is fairly easy. Additionally, there's no punishment for signing up and not showing up. This means two things. One, it's better for you to sign up for tournaments regardless of whether or not you're certain you can make the time frame. But don't do that with a teammate, don't be a dick. Two, you will often get free wins because other teams will not show up. Pretty much tournaments are infinite gold generators, especially for good players, but really for any players. Speaking of good players, do you want to know how to be a good player? That's too bad, I'm not one either. But, do you want to give yourself a better chance of winning in a tournament? That I might be able to help with. Next video will be about playing in 1v1 tournaments, which is my favorite tournament to play, because you don't have to worry about letting other people down. And the link will be in the description if it's already released. Besides that, thanks for watching, happy tanking, and good luck with your tournaments.